Hello, hello. I hope you're having a nice day, a nice afternoon. I'm getting ready for the time when the children are going to come home and destroy my peace. I've had quite a nice day, and I feel quite zen, really, which is very pleasant. But I've popped on because I had an interesting conversation with someone, and it really got me thinking about where I was mentally, and where I am now, and also kind of leads into why Pell has come into existence. So the comment that was made to me was that this person who I was chatting to said that they couldn't believe I'd had depression. That I just didn't seem the type, didn't look the type, and that I just didn't come across as someone who would have depression. And it really got me thinking, because when it was all happening, so when I'd reached this absolute pit of my life in my mind, I didn't think I was the type either. And kind of refused to believe it, really. The doctor was brilliant, gently led me to question things and consider different things, but I was adamant that there was something physically wrong with me. So he patiently did lots of blood tests for me, tested me for everything from thyroids to ME to all sorts of things. And all obviously came back completely clear, completely fine. I was in perfect physical health. So, as I refused to believe it was anything, it was certainly refused to believe it was my mind that was doing this to me. I just carried on, and didn't really speak to people that much about it. I guess I thought everybody's doing the same as me. Everybody's working. Everybody's got, well, not everybody, but lots of the people I knew had children. Some of them had it harder, single parents, crap jobs, low pay. And I was thinking, God, I've got everything's cool for me, really. So just get on with it. And it was my absolute lowest point was when I popped round to the supermarket to get some chicken for dinner. Simple thing that we do at least once a week, I guess. And as I was standing at the chicken counter, there's quite, a few choices, really. I could get a whole chicken, I can get chicken fillets, I can get chicken bits, I can get, chunks of chicken. And in a normal world, I'd just go in and choose the chicken that was best suited to what I wanted to cook for dinner. But because I'd become sort of incapable of making decisions, I was kind of racked with self-doubt. And I'd noticed this happening quite a lot. I'd been sort of asking for lots of people's opinions on really silly things like what colour Kindle cover to get, and taking forever to choose. So anyway, I was sort of standing there thinking, God, I don't know which chicken to choose. I don't know which is best. And these feelings were just so intense of, I just couldn't make a decision. I didn't want to make the wrong decision over chicken. I know. I phoned my husband, he was at work at the time, and he didn't answer the phone. I stood still in front of the chicken and called him about 5 times. He was in meetings and couldn't answer. I felt that paralysed with indecision and with the knowledge that the absolute certainty that at that moment in time I couldn't make the decision. And I realised, the thing is, I was aware that this wasn't normal, and this was so far removed from the person I used to be, that I just burst into tears and left the shop without any chicken. I mean, I can laugh at it now, but it just was not fucking funny at the time. It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And I guess that's when the real journey started to admitting what was wrong with me was not a physical thing and that it was a mental thing. So I've covered in lots of, in other videos that I decided to sort of educate my way out of it and fight it from every angle. And I've done that, and clearly I've come out the other side. But I think I'm always going to be touched by that. I'm always going to be, I know how far my mind can take me, how low it can take me. But I also know how absolutely powerful the mind is now. My studies on neurolinguistic programming and on mindfulness, the power of our mind is phenomenal. So I know my mind can take me and to absolute awesome heights, but I'm also always aware that it can take you into some really, really bad places. And I guess why I set up PAL and why PAL's my baby and why I love it and why I'm really excited to be doing it is that I would like to share with other people the awesome power of the mind and of all the cool things we can do and all the places we can go and the things we can achieve if we set our mind to it. I want to be proof of the pudding, really. Here I am, setting up PAL, because that's what I wanted to do. And I set my mind to it, and that's what I'm doing. But I also wanted to be there to help people along the way, because our mind sometimes has different plans for us and starts to take us down into those areas that aren't really great fun to be in. And it's just really that I wanted to share with people that it is possible to feel really bad and be in a really bad place and to come back from it. And I also want to help people who might not recognise that they're heading to that place, that that what it looks like, I guess, to be heading there. I'm going to post an article in the comments below about that I read that was quite. It really, really resonated with me because it's the 11 signs of high functioning depression, and I literally ticked all the boxes. So I've digressed slightly, but to really what it is for me is about helping people before they get that low, or helping people recover when they've got that low, or helping people avoid it completely, and for all of us, wherever we are mentally, to go and inject a bit of awesome into our lives. And that's the aim of PAL. And there's lots more things of the reasons why I'm doing it, and I'll be excited to talk about them over the time. But I just had to come on and say it today. Based on the comment that was made, that just because someone doesn't look the type, or someone is in a really awesome place at this moment in time, it doesn't mean that they haven't been there or couldn't be there. And I want us all to work together to help each other to stay away from it if we can, or to at least recognise it when it's there. So anyway, have an awesome evening. Bit cooler today, so I'm sure we'll all have a good night's sleep, and I'll see you soon. Bye.